So we embark on another journey through history, folklore, and the unseen magic that lingers in our world. Here, where the past whispers through ancient stories and the air carries tales of yore, we find ourselves not just exploring places, but the very essence of what it means to be connected to our roots. So welcome to a new adventure with third-rate content, where every step uncovers layers of mystery and wonder. Let's delve into the stories, places that shape us, guided by the light of history and the shadows of legend. And I did shut the gate when I put my tripod up, just putting it out there. So, welcome back to Third Rate Content. Today we are doing a circular walk. We're starting at Upper Astley, just north of Shrewsbury, and we're going to be preambulating around the sort of Sundorne Castle, Uffington, Haughmond Hill, Haughmond Abbey, and we're also going to be taking in, hopefully, if it all goes to plan, a hill fort that isn't accessible, but hopefully we'll have a good look at it as we make our way round. So buckle up and I'll see you out here. As we walk through these fields, let's take a moment to appreciate their rich history. These lands have witnessed centuries of change, as the hill settlement we just discussed illustrates, but from being part of ancient estates to serving as common ground for local communities in times past, fields like these were pivotal in the agricultural life of Shropshire. Shaping the local economy and culture, they've seen the transition from medieval open field systems to the enclosures of the 18th and 19th centuries, where land was divided for private ownership. In a general English sense, this altered the landscape and the very way of life. And that is why each step we take here connects us to the tapestry of history, where folklore of the past, spirits and tales of hidden treasure might have been whispered by those who work the soil. It's a reminder that beneath our feet lies not just earth, but stories. Each field a chapter in the ongoing saga of our region. Yeah, we're filming today's video on Friday the 13th of September. We're having some pleasant weather this week, so I thought I'd make the most of it and get out and do a walk. Probably we wouldn't be able to do this in high winter, so early autumn or however much weather we get, decent weather in autumn, we will be making the most out of it on Third Rate Content. Yeah, our first view of Haughmond Hill. And Haughmond Hill is going to be figuring strongly in today's walk. Yeah, Caradoc, just leading into South Shropshire there near Church Stretton. We have been up there, but it's views like this that remind me why Shropshire is my favourite county. I wasn't born in Shropshire, but I think it's the most beautiful county that I've ever been to, and I am so glad that I'm based here. For third-rate content, of course, but also for myself, just because I like living here. But yeah, we've got so much on our doorsteps, as I've said before, And today is just an example of that, with fine skies and absolutely fine views. They're looking at us. Cool, that barn sure is rustic. Yeah, I think it's only the rustic that's holding it up. Yeah, we're just coming up to Sundorne Castle. I'll tell you all about it when we get there. As we approach what remains of Sundorne Castle, we're greeted by this impressive gatehouse. It's built in the style of a miniature castle. This gatehouse, with its robust structure and historical charm, stands as a testament to the grandeur that once was. Look closely and you'll see the road passes beneath. A unique architectural feature that does somewhat add to its mystique and its liminal, transient nature. But being a bit fanciful, I like to imagine carriages and travellers of old passing through this archway, each journey adding to the stories embedded in these stones. Today, it serves as a reminder of the castle's legacy, a gateway not just to the estate, but to the rich tapestry of Shropshire history. Yeah, there used to be, apparently, a very handsome manor house here at Sundorne Castle. It was built in the 1820s and pulled down in the 1950s. And this, but what a remnant. And a very unheralded remnant in Shrewsbury. Hardly anyone really knows about it except for like vloggers and keen walkers and such like. The home farm lies abandoned and looking very sorry. Yeah, I'd very much like this all to be open and restored and visitable. It isn't at the moment, but hopefully in future it will. And today, Sundorne Castle is a ruin. It was once a grand estate. Established in the mid-18th century as a Georgian house, Sundorne Castle was later transformed into a castellated brick mansion by John Corbet II. This happened in the early 19th century and it reflected the Gothic romanticism of that era. And we are standing currently just to the left of the chapel in the centre of the picture. And this is where it would have stood. And you can see how it's a facade with the red brick underneath the outer casing stones. But of course, Sundorne Castle was not just a residence. It was a hub of a vast estate that included the picturesque ruins of Haughmond Abbey, adding a layer of spiritual and historical depth to the site. And these tiles on the floor, again, they give away that the building did come out a bit more in the past. It's a shame that this Sundorne estate isn't standing still. Imagine walking through the grounds where the past whispers through the stones, each one telling a story of transformation from a simple Georgian home to a castle-like structure embodying the romantic ideals of the time. Yeah, the stained glass that was in this chapel was said to be original stained glass transferred from nearby Battlefield Church. But there's no trace of it now. I've just read recently that was the state of affairs around here at the chapel, and this would have been the door in, I think. Of course, the estate was surrounded by extensive gardens in a park that spans over 345 acres by 1777, with a significant 60-acre artificial lake known as Sundorne Pool. This setting would have been a canvas for local folklore, with the castle's imposing presence possibly inspiring tales of knights, hidden treasure, or even spectral figures wandering the grounds. Though it definitely looks medieval around here, like a sort of medieval movie set. This field, if you ever do come for a walk here, just beware, it's really pothole ridden. So just walk slowly and carefully. Sadly, the main structure of Sundorne Castle was demolished in the mid-20th century, as we said, leaving behind only the gatehouse and parts of the wall, which still stand today as silent sentinels of history. But the story doesn't end there. The legacy of the Corbet family, who own the estate, weaves through the local legends, with tales of their influence still echoing in the community. So we're done with Sundorne Castle. We're going to be moving on now to Uffington, next part of the walk. Yeah, we're just cutting across Shrewsbury Rugby Club to get to our sort of crossing point to get to Uffington. Yeah, just behind me is a footpath that you can follow along the route of the old Shropshire Newport Canal. There is sections of it still there. They're very overgrown and, you know, not navigable, but you can follow it all the way into Castlefields, my personal favourite area of Shrewsbury, and I love it all. Yeah, you can follow it right into Castlefields to the site of the old flax mill, then later maltings. So yeah, really nice walk. We have taken it on third-rate content a long time ago. We might well do it again soonish. So yeah, if you want to take that walk, it's right here in Uffington. I'm just going to have to step in and correct the September 2024 third-rate content here in February 2025, because I live in the Castlefields and Ditherington ward, and the canal doesn't come out in Castlefields, it comes out in Ditherington. So don't listen to what I was saying there. Thank you. Yeah, the church here in Uffington. I've got two guidebooks. One says it was restored in 1856 and one says it was built in the early English style in 1856 by Samuel Pountney Smith. I'm going to tend to go with the latter because Samuel Pountney Smith's era was around then, and looking at the work of the actual church, well, it doesn't look much earlier than the 1850s. So yeah, it looks like it was built around 1856. But you have got a lovely grove of yew trees here at the rear of the church. I don't know how old they are. I mean, they look pretty old, some of them. But, you know, I repeat myself a lot on this channel, but yew trees do indicate usually pre-Christian or prehistoric usage of a sacred grove or area. And with the ferry to Shrewsbury across the River Severn being very close, I do wonder if this site has been in use for a long, long time. You decide and tell me in the comments. Yes, the arrow slot window. It's very interesting. And slender. Yeah, these steps, very interesting. They they do go somewhere to a very, very thin doorway, which is locked, not surprisingly. Goes up to the bell tower, I think. But yeah, no fat bell ringers at Uffington. The crypt, or possibly the boiler room, as seems it's here from the 1850s. Absolutely beautiful shafts on this safe doorway into the church. They are absolutely exquisite. Yeah, door is shut. No worshippers or visitors wanted at Uffington Church. I hate to say it, but it's probably a Church of England church. They're always shut. Well, yeah, just down the way there, near the River Severn, as we were saying, it was the ferry. And in more recent times than prehistory, there was a man called Bill Stevens who was the ferryman. And he pulled his ferry via a taut wire rope across the River Severn from here in Uffington into Monkmoor, the fields near Monkmoor, and a quick way into Shrewsbury. And the name of the pub here, it puts over how important the Corbet family were in this locality. Yeah, the Corbet Arms pub has been there for many years. It's a double-fronted building. It did actually have a really nice crown green bowling green at the back, right by the River Severn. But the current owner, bowls is sort of dying off a bit. Crown green bowls at the moment, but he made the business decision to scrap it, ruin a bit of English heritage. Douglas's Leap, the very summit of Haughmond Hill. We're going to be starting our return leg of the journey right here. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful September day today. It's very close to mid-September already. But it started off pretty cold today, but sunny. And as the day's gone on, it's got warmer and warmer. As you might notice, I've taken off a waterproof. But I was pretty gorp-cored up today. But can you actually call it gorp-core if you're wearing the clothes in the correct context? I'm not sure. If you know what gorp-core is, tell me in the comments what you think about it. Thank you. Yeah, that was the oldest bridge in Shrewsbury nearly. It did take some finding, but we got there in the end. But that isn't the subject of today's video, we're just passing through. I'll leave a link to the video where we focus on the oldest bridge in Shrewsbury in the description box. Reminds me of my old rugby days. yeah, the lower path at Haughmond Hill passes through many mature rowans and other deciduous, if that's the right word, trees, ones that shed their leaves in winter. And it's also, in my opinion, a very sort of haunted, mystical walk, because a lot of the trees are twisted round here. We've got third-rate content. Our Lady is in these woods. Hopefully we'll get to visit her as we pass. And I did come across once, it is on a very, very early third-rate content video, a makeshift stone circle made around here with huge, well, big boulders. I mean, the first thing you think is the kids made it, but it took a lot of rock moving to make it. And of course, lots of people like to come down on the woo-woo theories, but I like them, and it's just a very strange thing. It wasn't here last time I visited it, this area, when we were looking for the bridge we just passed, but it definitely was here. So, you know, and there's a lot of twisted trees, I don't know if I mentioned that, and twisted trees do have connotations to them, mystical connotations, which third-rate content, it's our job to highlight them on this channel, so thank you. But as we venture further into the lower wood of Haughmond Hill, we're stepping into a realm that feels timeless, much like the settings in Shakespeare's play. This wood, known as the Bosky Wood in Henry IV Part 1, where Falstaff and his companions hide, adds a layer of literary magic to our journey. Yeah, it's very thoughtful that someone has filled in this sort of gully with wood, with the off broken branches. Yeah, I don't know who would spend the time doing that. Perhaps the Forestry Commission or Scouts or someone, but I don't know. It must have took a little while to collect them and put them in there though. There is something enchanting about walking in these woods. The thick canopy overhead, the whispers of leaves. It's easy to imagine this as a hideout for Shakespeare's character, where the story and fiction blend seamlessly. That is a ghost tree, if ever there was one. I came here another time and there was like things left in the tree, like offerings. There isn't any today though. So which came first? The Lady of the Woods or third-rate content? And by that I mean the first person to go on third-rate adventures obviously is me, and right alongside me is the lady. And here, amidst the historical and literary backdrop, we find our channel's mascot, the Goblin Queen, I've started calling her. Look closely at the tree. Nature's artistry has carved what seems like a regal figure, a pareidolia that has become a beloved symbol for us. I think she's majestic. The Goblin Queen watches over us as we explore, adding a touch of folklore to our adventures. She's become a guardian of sorts, a reminder of the hidden magic in plain sight. Yeah, we're going to cross this road and continue up there. Closing the loop on our walk. It's bad luck to be crossed by a black cat, but what about a black and white cat? I don't know. Yeah, just off the path a little bit. I'm going to take you up here. It's very overgrown here,— but just up here is the well house of Haughmond Abbey. Of course, Haughmond Abbey is just the other side of the path, but it is hidden away in the woodland, and it's charming. But it does look like the well has come out a bit. But that is a vaulted roof in there as well. Fantastic. That history. And that was built in the 1400s apparently. Also, I have read, but it does look like something from there. Of course, not long later, another 100 years, the abbeys would be getting shut down, Haughmond Abbey, and everything like it would be yesterday's news, and all these things just left like relics hidden in the woods. Of course, Haughmond Abbey itself, with its majestic outlook over Shropshire. We will be coming back here in 2025 and doing a full video. We haven't been there for some years, and I definitely think it warrants another one. And we're just stepping over this step stile, or bridge stile as they're known. Yeah, I felt like a bit like Neil Armstrong or Buzz Aldrin coming down that ladder. I don't know why, when I'm coming into a field in Shropshire, not the moon. But that's what that ladder, the feeling it gave me. Yeah, I do love these sort of traditional stone walls. You don't see too many of them, or I haven't, in Shropshire so far. Yeah, the building of them is a real art form, you know, a traditional construction techniques, you know. It's you get your eye in, you get a big pile of stones, and you sort of get your eye in to sort of building them, which one goes with which. Although it's not like a mechanical kind of technique, it's like almost you just get the feeling for it. I know someone whose brother makes these sort of stone walls as well as bricklaying up in the Peak District, and that's the technique he told me that you use. It really is wonderful and traditional. Yeah, if there's anywhere on this walk where Jenny Greenteeth lives, it's definitely in that pond. I can just see her under the surface. Yeah, just in the background there is Ebury Hill Fort. It's not known whether it was Iron Age or Bronze Age, but either way it was extremely old. It probably would have been a Cornoville Hill Fort, but there's other ones very close to here. I mean, there would have been something on top of Haughmond Hill, and then another 10 miles from that or less is the Wrekin itself, the centre of their activities. The Cornoville tribe ruled all this area, all the way up the Cheshire Gap, up to where Manchester is today, roughly that area. But it is not known whether this was Bronze Age or Iron Age, whether it was a cattle corral, a settlement, or an out-and-out hill fort. Like a lot of these things, it's mysterious and we don't know quite what its usage was. But today it's a campsite. About 100 years ago it was a quarry, but there is no public footpaths going over it, so we can't get really any closer without spoiling someone's holiday, which we don't want to do on third-rate content. So thank you for joining us on today's third-rate content. Probably about 10-mile walk. It's been fantastic in this beautiful mid-September sunshine and warmth. Probably won't have too many weeks like this, so we've got to take our opportunities while they're there. Just see the Wrekin over there, but we're going to try and find our way back to our car, probably several miles that way. But that's the end of today's adventure. If I don't see you soon, I'll see you 3 times as soon. If you did enjoy today's ramble and peeling back the layers upon layers of history, why don't you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, but thank you if you have, and hit the notification bell if you want to stay updated on all third-rate content goings on. So that's everything, and third-rate content signing out. Bye bye.